Good morning. Well, um, I wanted to get on here and give everybody an update. And actually, I'm calling this video um, my testimony and an update. And first, before I say anything, I'm doing good. I'm doing better. And okay, first, let me get into my testimony, because to me that's the most important part of this video that I want to share. Okay, well, my last update video I made on the 7th of June. Okay, that was the day after I was released from the hospital after my heart attack. Okay, and in that video I went on and on about giving up cigarettes, and I quit smoking, and that I don't know what all I said. And then that evening I started smoking again. Just picked up a cigarette, just started smoking like I'd never had a heart attack. And I don't know what gets into me. I don't know. Sometimes I am in such denial about things that I will do things to myself that just completely sabotage anything good. So John, he was upset with me, and because I started smoking. Well, I was upset with myself. It's like, I'm like, Cindy, you ain't got no damn control. You, what's wrong with you? Right? Okay. Well, for real, this is no excuse, but going through withdrawals and going through psychologically, now this is me, psychologically quitting smoking, it messes with my head. My brain always says, Cindy, light a cigarette, you need it to calm down, whatever. And I listen and I do it. Okay, been doing that. That's why I haven't quit in 45 years, right? Okay, so that was the 7th of June. Okay, I started smoking again. I tried not to smoke very much, but I did. I smoked too much. One cigarette's too much. And I smoked cigarettes until Saturday night, June 22nd. And that's from the 7th to the 22nd is what, over 2 weeks? I don't know. I'd have to do the math. Don't ask me to do the math. Okay, so I was smoking cigarettes from the 7th to the 20 to the night of the evening of the 23rd of June, and it was Sunday night. Okay, it was in the evening. This happened in the evening. Okay, I was sitting there, and I after getting my heart attack and getting a stent put in my heart, I've been feeling fine. My heart's back to normal. It beats normally. I take my blood pressure a couple times a day. I try to keep my blood sugar down. I try and do the right thing. But smoking is what got me, I believe, that was a major reason I had a heart attack. So anyway, people know that. Everybody knows that. And before I tell you anymore, let me say something. I rewatched last night. I rewatched my update that I made on June 7th, I cannot believe that not once did I say that anything I went through before my heart attack was associated with smoking. And the whole time I'm listening to myself in this video, I'm like, okay, I mentioned shortness of breath. I mentioned acid reflux, that it could be acid reflux, it could be because I'm overweight. Everything except smoking. Okay, so, okay, I watched that yesterday, and I'm like, God, how stupid am I to not even know that was I knew it, but anyway, let's get back to this, my testimony. And it's an awesome testimony, let me tell you. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about this. I pray a lot. I do. I pray a lot to God. I thank Him more than anything, because I believe my life is blessed. Every blessing I'm given, I thank God every day. And I actually wake up every morning thanking God giving me another day. And there's only been a few times that I've actually prayed really hard for myself. But most of the time, I pray for others. And I pray, for blessings and stuff. Okay, well, the evening of the 23rd of June, which was just 1 week from today, this is a week ago, I'm sitting in my recliner, and I lit up a cigarette, and I brought it to my mouth, and I took an inhale. I don't know what it was exactly, but when I was holding my cigarette, and when I was exhaling the smoke, something clicked in my brain, and I'm almost in tears, because the thing that went through my mind was, Cindy, you're just killing yourself. You want to die. You want to die, don't you? And it scared me so bad that I put my cigarette out. And now this is weird too. I put it out, and then I just sat there. I didn't say anything to anybody. This is just all my thoughts in my own head. And then I reached over and I got another cigarette, because when I put my cigarette out, I broke it. I reached in my cigarette case, got another cigarette, lit it, took a drag or two, and I'm like, oh my God, you're never gonna learn anything. You're not gonna do this. You are not gonna make it. You are not gonna make it in this life very much longer. So I put my cigarette out, and John was on the couch, Nick was on his computer at the table. I didn't explain anything to nobody. I just got up and I went in my bedroom. I shut my door, and I was sitting on my bed. And I never in my life been so scared, and also I think I was the most sincere I've ever been in my whole life, and I prayed to God right then and there. I was talking out loud to Him, and I just told Him, I said, Lord, I just cannot do this myself. I say I can do it. I tell people I can do it. I even lie and say that I have done it. And I'm just lying to myself. I'm in denial of and I said, I'm done being in denial. I know I have to quit. I said, but God, I can't do it alone. I can't have any AIDS. I can't take the patch. I can't take Xanax. I was smoking my V-cigarette, and that's just exchanging one addiction for another. So I said, just do something for me. Just give me the strength. Do something, please, please. I'm begging you. I said, I can't do it. So I was crying, and really, I was really messed up in my mind about smoking. I was so ashamed of myself. And even when I had talked to my doctor, he said you'll do it when you're ready. Well, I have been ready to quit for so long. I can't even remember when I wanted to quit, but it was a long time ago. But I just didn't have the will, I guess. And it takes more than willpower, I think. But for me, it took God. And this is the gospel truth. When I was done praying, I came back out to the living room. And John asked me, because he could tell I had been crying. And he said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, okay." First of all, when I walked out of my bedroom, I felt like a different person. I don't know. I feel God laid his hands on me and healed me. Okay. So, when I walked out of that bedroom, I was not the same person. So, I come out and John asked me, "Are you okay?" And I said, "I'm fine. I am so fine." And I sat down and I looked at him. I said, I want to tell you something. He said, "What?" I said, my cigarette case, I used to keep everything in there. My driver's license, my social security card, my debit card, my bank cards, everything was in my cigarette case. That cigarette case was like my wallet. I never went anywhere without my cigarettes. No matter where. It was with me. So I figured, okay, I'm going to take all my, it was like my little mini purse. So I sat down and I took all my ID out of my cigarette case. I took everything out of there, the cards I had in there. The only thing left in there was a lighter and my pack of cigarettes, which was half full, I'd say. And in my bedroom was a whole bunch of cigarettes. More than a carton of cigarettes in my bedroom. And I told John. I handed him my cigarette case. And he goes, what are you doing? I said, take these and take the ashtrays. There's one here. There's one on my computer desk. And there's one in the kitchen. And there's, those were the only three. I had 3 ashtrays in the house. I said, take those ashtrays. Go in the bedroom. Take those cigarettes. Every single one of them. And get them out of the house. Just take them. I don't care what you do with them. Throw them away if you want to. Our son still smokes, and our youngest daughter, she's trying to quit, but so I think he thought that instead of throwing them away, he would ask if they wanted them. But anyway, he said, "Okay, I'll put them in the trunk of the car." And okay, so he was kind of freaking out because I was so dead set. Okay, now I've done this before. I've said I was going to quit, got rid of cigarettes before. I've done this before. Okay, so he did that, and he came back in, and we was watching TV, and then it was bedtime. We went to bed, and I always pray before I go to sleep, and I thank God for giving me strength. Okay, the next morning when I woke up, I was so scared. I shouldn't have been scared. I should have had total faith in God. But I didn't have total faith in myself. So I woke up and I was scared. Because for I don't know how many years I woke up. And the first thing I would do, it was to make coffee and to light a cigarette. That was my breakfast. A cigarette and coffee. So I come in here, I went into the kitchen, made my coffee. I never even thought of a cigarette. It didn't even cross my mind to light up a cigarette or anything. I made my coffee. I went into the living room and sat down. And John had already been up, so he was sitting on the couch. And I was just sitting there, and I was kind of freaky. I mean, it was kind of freaky feeling because I wasn't wanting a cigarette, and I'm like, this is really strange because I've never really seriously, I've never felt that before. Never, since I started smoking cigarettes and got addicted. I've never truly felt that I didn't want a cigarette. Even when I was trying to quit before, like if I was on the patch, if I was on Channix, that craving was always there. It was always there, and I had to work really hard not to give in and have a cigarette. Well, that wasn't there. It was just totally gone. And so I didn't say anything to nobody. It was like I was in a bubble, and I didn't want to pop the bubble and then something bad would happen, like I wanted a cigarette or something. So I didn't say anything. I just went through the day, not thinking of cigarettes at all. Nope. I just went through the day. I did some drawing, and I did some exercises on my arm, and all week. Okay, all this week. Now, this is what God did for me. I've been smoke-free for 1 week solid. Not once, I swear on my mother's grave, not once have I craved a cigarette. Not once have I gone through any nicotine withdrawal. Not once have I freaked out or went nuts because I couldn't have a cigarette. Oh, I could tell you some stories when years ago when I would quit. I would get so crazy. One time I broke a wooden spoon over a kitchen counter because I wanted a cigarette so bad, and John wouldn't give me a cigarette. Well, he didn't have any, but he wouldn't go out and get me a cigarette. Go buy me some cigarettes. And I was so frantic, and that's how addiction is, man. You got to get your next fix. That's how I look at it. My next cigarette, that's my next fix. Okay, well, I haven't gone through any of that, and I'm not. And when I realized, each day that went by, when I realized that, okay, this is it. God made it easy for me. Oh my God. And, oh my God, everybody's proud of me. But I give full credit to God. I do, because if it hadn't been, as I sincerely believe, He did take this, He took it out of my body, whatever, the addiction, the cravings, whatever. They say that your body, it takes a week or two to detox your body of nicotine. Well, I'm not sure, but I believe God that night took the nicotine out of my body. He detoxed me right then and there. That's what I think, because there was no withdrawal and no craving for nicotine. It was as if I had never in my life smoked at all, period. So it's been 1 week, and I'm so excited and happy. So I thought, I've got to share this. I've got to share this because this has never happened to me, never. And in this week, during the week, my energy's come back. I haven't coughed like I usually do. I'm like hacking up half a lung, and every time I was smoking a cigarette, I'd cough. And the first couple days I coughed a little bit, but that was just normal, for me. So, okay, so for this week, I can't even describe to you how much energy I've gotten back. Um, I did tell you, I think I told you. I'm not sure if I told you this on my last update, but John and I, we went to St. Vincent. It's a thrift store, and our daughter works at St. Vincent. So I told John, no, this is before I quit. This was before. And I told John, because I was, after my heart attack and my shoulder, I don't know. I didn't associate it with the heart attack, but I guess it did have everything to do with it. I was so weak. I could barely walk, and John I'd have to hang on to John just to walk down the sidewalk and get in the car. So I told him, I said, well, let's see if we can find I wanted one of those walkers that has a seat on it, that you can flip a seat, so I can use it when I'm walking, and if I have to, I can turn around and sit down. And because it was like if I walked too far, which it varied, my legs would be so weak, I was scared that I would just fall. My legs would just give out. So we went to St. Vincent, and they had one exactly. I was looking for one on Amazon. They were $54, and we went to St. Vincent, and the very one that I looked at on Amazon was at St. Vincent for $30, and since our daughter works there, we get 20% off, so it was only $20-something. So we bought it. Well, I used it once. I used it one time. Before I quit smoking. I only had to use it one time. So every single day, I get stronger. I feel better. I feel like I'm, I can't even say I'm myself again, because I feel better than ever in years. It's hard to believe that I've smoked for over 45 years. And I'm sitting here and telling you guys that I feel as if I never smoked a cigarette in my life. But I have. I'm not in denial about that. I had a heart attack, But it's just amazing what God can do. I'm serious. I thank him so much, because I already know that I couldn't have done it myself, and I already know that. I've been trying to quit sincerely, I've been trying to quit for over 10 years, and every time I failed, every single time. I've tried everything. I've tried the patch. I've tried Xanax. I've tried cutting down. I've tried cold turkey. I've tried vaping instead of smoking. I've tried both so I can wean myself off cigarettes. You name it, I tried it. Well, there's another method to quitting. The Lord. That is how I quit. And I know without a doubt, I know without a doubt, I'll never touch another cigarette. I already know that. Somebody could put a gun to my head and light a cigarette and say, if you don't smoke this cigarette, you're going to die. I'll say, okay, I'm going to die, because I ain't touching another cigarette. Okay, so that's my testimony that's what God did for me. That's what he did. He completely took my withdrawals away. He completely took my nicotine craving away. It's as if I didn't ever smoke. And it feels wonderful. And John, he's been on Xanax, and he doesn't smoke. No one's allowed to smoke in my apartment now. And my kids, I told all my kids that, and they smoke occasionally. And I said, well, if you come over, you'll have to go out on the patio because you're not allowed to smoke in the house, and they all say, "Mom, you had a heart attack. We know we can't smoke around you." And they all said how proud they are that I've quit. And I said, well, I'm proud of myself too, but I'm giving credit to God. He's the one that did it. He did it for me. So that's my testimony about my smoking, or non-smoking, quitting smoking. I had to write down notes for this. I forget. My memory. I hope my memory comes back. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. I was going to talk a little bit about that. Yeah. So far, I've been doing pretty good on my low sodium diet. Oh, let me tell you. At first, it was so hard. You would not believe the food that's got salt in it. I mean, high quantities of sodium. Well, I had to talk to my cardiologist because I wanted to use no salt, a salt substitute, and I had a big thing of no salt. And I thought, well, I've had it for a while, and I used to use it, and it's just as good as salt. Well, I can't have any salt substitute because it's got potassium phosphorus. Yeah. Potassium phosphorus is very, 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 very bad for my heart. Anybody's heart, actually. And so the only thing that's safe for me, because I'm on a low sodium diet, which 2,000, I can have up to 2,000 milligrams of salt in a day, but I don't even have that much salt in my diet a day. But you gotta have so much salt. But there is salt in foods, in some foods that are naturally salty, that come with salt, No table salt at all. That's the worst kind of salt. And I don't sprinkle salt on anything. So if there's salt in something, that's fine. I read labels of the things that I buy off the shelf, but I rarely for myself buy anything off the shelf. Even though I'm not on the keto, I did. I'm not calling it a keto. I'm just calling it common sense for me. I have to keep my blood sugars under control, and so I have to I have to give them up. I have to give it up again. I started eating more carbs than I should have. I went back to eating bread. Not like I used to all over the time. No, but I went back to eating bread. I went back to eating potatoes and gravy and flour, and no more of that for me. I just cannot do it because carbs turn into sugar, and sugar is bad for me. So even though my diet is restricted, I don't care. It's working for me. I bought Mrs. Dash. I'm used to it now. I love that stuff. I sprinkle Mrs. Dash on every morning for breakfast, and this is really good for you. Usually I scramble up 3 eggs, and I just sprinkle Mrs. Dash on it, and that's what I have for breakfast with my cup of coffee. And I buy low sodium bacon, and so see, there is foods that I can eat that's low sodium, so it's all good. I just know that all the bad habits that I've had for so many years, my eating habits, my smoking habit, has done a lot of damage, not just to my heart, but to my kidneys. I'm in stage 3 kidney disease. I have been for years. And looked it up, and it's, see, I can't remember exactly, so you can look it up if you want to, but NSAIDs is when somebody takes any kind of pain medication, which for me it was ibuprofen. I was prescribed ibuprofen since 2010, I believe. And so when after my heart attack, my doctor said, nothing else but Tylenol. That's all you can have. Unless it's a prescribed pain reliever, like, you know, if I had, like when I was in the hospital, they gave me hydrocodone. And then I had to go to the emergency room about 4 or 5 days ago because not the arm that I had surgery on, but the other one, the muscle, because this is my left arm and I had to use it a lot, and I have bursitis. Well, the muscle right there balled up in such a tight ball of bunched up muscle that I had to go to the emergency room. They shot right into my muscle morphine, and then they gave me a prescription of morphine. And I'm telling you, that stuff is strong. And I got home, and my arm was better, and I picked up my prescription. They gave me 12 morphine pills. And I took 2 altogether, and I got 10 left. And they're morphine. They're 15 milligrams of morphine, and I've got them hidden away because I don't need them, and I don't want not that anybody would take them, but I don't want to leave them sit out because they're not for anybody else, and I'm not taking them. I don't think I'd take them even if I needed it, because morphine and me do not get along. Every time I take morphine, I puke afterwards. So anyway, okay, so that's my testimony and semi-update, but I wanted to tell everybody hi too. And this little message is, I know that Chris and Amy, I know you guys are going through some hard times. Believe me, I think we all know what that's like. Me and John, there's been so many times that we've been through some hard times. And so, I know that that Chris can text on the internet, and he'll text me or he'll post on Facebook, you know, once in a while. And you too, I don't know if you pick up signal anywhere, but anyway, I just wanted to say, as far as I know, I'm gonna try this. We actually got our car fixed about a month ago. John took a loan out at the bank, and it cost $600 to get our wheel bearings. So now the car is completely fixed. We had the brakes fixed first. That was like almost $600. And this time around it was 600 and something, because it was wheel bearings were going out, and plus we needed an oil change. But the wheel bearings, for all that time we were waiting to get it fixed, oh my God, it scared us because the car made the awfulest noise. And they said if the wheel bearings go out, they're going to lock up and you can't drive it at all. So we were blessed that it lasted that long. But anyway, to get it around, I mean, I'm always wandering off on it. Okay, stick to what I'm saying, Cindy. So Chris and Amy, I wanted to say, I'm going to try, because since the car is fixed, we have to work out a few details, but between me and John, John's not gonna come, but me and Nick will come, and it's probably gonna be. I hate to come up in August, so I'm not gonna say August, but I'll say September, because that'll be after maybe most of the bad heat's gone, and my car has a really good air conditioner anyway. But I'm gonna drive to Kansas to come and visit you guys, and I'm gonna stay in a motel. Me and Nick's gonna get a room at the Motel 8. Actually, if anybody's watching this, they know I have a grandson named Alex, and then I have a granddaughter named Nina. Well, Nina's not Nina no more. Nina's Nick. So, just to clear that up, if I ever mention Nick, it's my granddaughter, but he would rather, it's a he. She wants to be a he, so he's actually going to change his name legally to Nick. Nick. He's going to keep his middle name Gene, because that's my middle name, and that's Granny Testerman's middle name. And so anyway, so as far as I know, I'm gonna drive up to Kansas, because the only thing I need to get there and back, since I'm driving myself, is gas, which is if I remember right, see, when I travel, I don't let gas get down too low. Never, I let it get as far down as the most, to half a tank, but I stop all the time and keep it full. So I think last time I traveled to Kansas, it cost me $120 in gas, and that was round trip. That was both ways. $60 one way and gas, and $60 home. And then for my motel, and I plan on staying for 2 nights, maybe 3 nights. Depends on how much money I can save up and put aside. John's going to help me too. And so I'm so excited, because by that time my arm will be completely healed. And I'm doing good. So I'm going to come. So, and I can't wait to see you guys. And another reason I want to come to Kansas so bad is because I haven't been able to visit Mom's grave since she passed away. And it breaks my heart. But, when you're poor folks like us, we can't always do what we want to do. So I'm going to buy her when I come up, I'm going to buy her the prettiest flowers. And put them on her grave and have a little talk with her. I talk to her anyway, but I really want to see my mom's grave. Okay, Sydney. Okay, I didn't mean to. Every time I talk about my mom, I get emotional. Okay, so, anyway, I know this is 30, it's almost 40 minutes long. I hate it to be this long, but I'm going to let y'all go, and I hope this wasn't too boring. I just wanted to share that. To me, it's exciting news. I couldn't be happier. I just can't. I still can't believe I'm a non-smoker. I'm a non-smoker. That is so cool. Let me tell you, okay, real quick before I go. And I've said this before. There ain't nothing God can't do. He can do anything. He can move mountains. He can take away any addiction. He can take away anything. I'm living proof of it. I swear I have nothing to do with being able to stay away from cigarettes. It's Jesus. It's God. I can't take the credit. I can't. And I just thank God every day. And don't ever give up praying. Just pray, because God listens, and He helps us. I know He does. He's there when we need Him. So anyway, I'll let you go. I'm getting emotional, and so God bless y'all, and I'm feeling a lot better, so I'll probably be on Facebook for a little bit more now. And so I'll let you go, because this is 40 minutes, and that's a little pushing it, because I hate to make it too long, because then some people don't want to say, oh God, she talked for 40 minutes. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so I'll let y'all go. You have a great day. God bless you, and see you later. Bye bye.